Hello, welcome back to BlenderSushi Live Noding. Today I'm gonna do a little bit of exploration using Sverchok, and we're gonna be using Blender's grease pencil. Basically, I like the idea of how we can the users can just draw on the screen, just draw their own curve, and I like to explore the idea on how um, what kind of things we can do using grease pencil, and combine it with Sverchok or maybe animation nodes, because giving users control of from to start from grease pencil is kind of a, I guess, neat in itself, because it's allowing them to draw, and then based on that simple drawing we can just run um, like a Sverchok setup, and then they will create something that's quite complex. Or yeah, I'm just gonna show you what I'm trying to do. So let's jump into Sverchok. First of all, let's draw something using grease pencil. Let's go to the top view, and then I'm just gonna draw, I guess, a spiral thing like that. And we can see sometimes grease pencil is drawing things on in 3D space like that. It dependent on the cursor. I'm probably gonna redo that. So I'm gonna reset the cursor, zero out the cursors, and then go back to top view. I'm gonna draw it again. Spiral like that. Okay, that's good. Now it's on the grid. Now I'm gonna turn it into curve. Convert grease pencil into Bezier curve. And are we getting something? Let's look at the outliner. So we get sometimes grease pencil does that. It's really weird. Convert grease pencil, Bezier curve. No, nothing. Draw it again. Convert. Still nothing. It's actually on the second layer. Sometimes it does that. I don't know why. Or maybe because it's connected to the light and the lamp. So that's alright. We get that happening. Delete grease pencil. So we have that guy. We have this guy we don't need. And we probably have another spiral. Delete. Go back to frame layer number 1. Okay, now we're good. File save as, and save it as Sverchok grease pencil art 001. As we already know, the grease pencil is gonna have a lot of points generated. That's okay for now. We could really resample it, but it's totally up to you. Maybe we can just keep it. So let's go to Sverchok and then have a look what we can do with this guy. Object mesh, objects in. We're gonna get select with the curves being selected. Let's get selection. And what's we gonna do next? Will we start? Right away we're gonna use randomize input vertices. And if you take a look at the points at the moment, that's quite dense points. That's when we convert from grease pencil to curve or mesh, it's gonna generate things like that, really dense. You can of course resample it. I've done that a few times. For now, we don't really care about that. We're just gonna randomize the vertices and see what we got. We're gonna start to see the result. It's almost like we are using particles. We don't know how many points we got unless maybe checked it using stethoscope, or just list length and then check how many points we got. Stethoscope. Okay, we're apparently we have like 1,849 points. It's okay, not too bad. I think we can just work with this guy. We have seen previously where I use Delaunay 3D, and we can quickly generate like a spider web kind of artwork. I'm gonna show it again to you, and let's see. And right away we can see the result, although at the moment maybe it's generating face, which is quite interesting. It's kind of like a side effects, kind of like a mistake, but I quite like the result. Let's save this real quick and save it again. It's gonna, can I actually bake this? Oh, actually I can. Surprise. Surprise, surprise. I actually quite like that. That's almost like you can quickly subdivide it and 2 times, and then you get a, whoa, you get like a level for a game maybe. That's quite neat. But that's not what I'm trying to do. Normally I would plug in the that's not supposed to happen. I guess it's supposed to be like edges. Maybe I just delete that. No, it didn't work. Plug it in again. Look at that. It's almost like a Delaunay 3D there. Surprise. Totally surprised. Maybe I should triangulate. Or using what is it? Ah, that's because it's Delaunay. Of course, that's Delaunay. It's not I was trying to think of something else, which is the Voronoi 2D. That's gonna give a different effects. So I guess that Delaunay, that's giving a quite a nice, interesting surface there. That's one thing. You can use the Voronoi, but it's gonna be just like a 2D. The result will look something like, not like that, like a spider web. So that's a second thing you can do really quickly, just using grease pencil and Sverchok, and just you can see that's quite a beautiful design, maybe for lace or something. I always we can just 3D print all this stuff, turn it into a t-shirt. At the moment it's just a polygon, but you could render it out using, if you turn it into, if you have like a face fill holes, it's gonna generate like a polygon. And that like that, and the result goes in there. And let's, fill holes is actually quite a heavy processing, but it's really fast. It's gonna work. So that's another kind of design. You can have real quick. But you know that Sverchok also have a curve viewer, 3D and 2D, I believe. Let's just use 2D, and then if we plug in the vertices and edges there, it's gonna generate the curve. This doesn't seems to like the data. Probably I'm gonna just delete this node. Vertices and edges. Merge, duplicate, union. That's interesting. It's supposed to work, I'm pretty sure. No, it doesn't like. Never mind. Let's just try curve viewer. The other curve viewer. Vertices and edges. Ah, okay. There you go. That's actually gonna render 0.02. That's like the spider web, and you can use a dynamic, like a cloth dynamic for it. It's gonna work. See, if you can use matcap, it's gonna render. So that's a nice thing about it. So that's another quick complex pattern you can create using just grease pencil drawing and then put into Sverchok, and just using how many nodes, like 1, 2, and you get like beautiful pattern like that. So that's the second one. Another one you can try is the KDTree, I guess. KDTree closes edges. That's also gonna give you something really quick. I'm using the curve. The curve actually quite nice because it's just like a solid thing. It will render right away. You can skip like a bunch of connection. It's almost like a Plexus effects, just a different kind of Plexus effects, you know. And you know that it's almost like a modifier in itself. You cannot, unfortunately, we don't have like a remesher in Blender. I don't think. Like what I mean by remesher is when you have like a bunch of particles and then you want to turn it into mesh. That's not possible at the moment. Although you can probably kind of trick it using remesh. Let me try. It might crash if I do this. Remesh modifier, remove disconnected, increase the remesher. This really create like quite abstract looking object. Sharp block. Yeah, but you can probably use it somehow. I wish there's like a remesher modifier or something. That's probably not so beautiful. Of course, there's the what is it called? I forgot. Join triangles. Generators. The convex hull. There you go. Convex hull. But the convex hull will not give you like a remesher. It's just gonna give you like almost like a bounding box for the whole thing. If you're using curve, you kind of have like a nice interesting structure there, even though it's not probably not usable. If we use Draw bmesh mk2, gonna get like maybe just like a stone, because it's like a mesh that's covering the whole thing. Yeah, if that's what you want, it's fine, you can use it. It has that kind of look. Now let's get back to where we were. So we randomize vertices, we get that. With KDTree we have that. And if you know, Grease Pencil has it kind of like it remembers the order of how it's being drawn. So if we use a build modifier and we turn on the pause modifiers here, we actually have like a drawing like that. Even though it's kind of like a stop motion, like it's jumpy, it's not like growing. You can make it turn on random, and it's gonna doing it like that. Could be interesting. Yeah, could be interesting effects. Depends. It's a Grease Pencil. It's just like a drawing, of course. That's probably better looking, you know, as a growing complex curve. Yeah, there is one more thing that you can do that I could think right away. More complex design is kind of, if you have like this is your Grease Pencil, and we kind of scatter the points of Grease Pencil. I kind of want it to have design that's looking like that, you know, like a simple branching. Apparently that can be achieved kind of quickly. Depends what you're doing. Maybe you want it to be more like that, where you have just a bunch of points and then it has this star. Just like maybe a little bit like Christmas tree decorations. But yeah, let's have a look. So instead of using KDTree or anything like that fancy, they're like I can call them like the power node in Sverchok. They're like quite, there's this algorithm, special algorithm inside it to get that kind of design. But there's one thing that you can use. It's the UV connection. This is also one of those power nodes, and all you need to do is just join, list join, not list join, just list zip. You're kind of zipping two data with the same value, and then it's gonna be like A, B, A, B. So one comes from the original list, and the other one comes from the second list when we already randomized the data, the vertices. And if you look at the result of the text, if you look at the data at the moment, it's gonna look like something like that. So it's like it's already a zip. It becomes like pair inside the list. It's gonna be like a pair. Maybe we need to unwrap it. Yeah, it's cleaner when we unwrap it. So if we plug it into the vertices and then check the result, we get something that looks like a Christmas tree decoration, or what do you call it? It's not worms. It's a, you know, that kind of creature that moves, and it has all these weird point lines. Yeah, I think that's kind of nice as well. We can randomize the seed They are almost like a 2000 lines at the moment. We can of course maybe add noise and make them move. Maybe I'm still kind of wondering what else we can do with this. Maybe not creating body, just create edges. Slice, no need to slice. Can we bake it? If we can bake it, then it's good. Apparently we can, and each one of them is separate. Probably quite heavy object. For something like this, you probably want to join it into a single mesh instead of outputting like nearly 1000 objects like that. Mesh, I think join mesh will do the job. Vertices, polygon edge. Don't see any output, then if we don't see any output, then it's not liking our data, and we cannot bake. Interesting. Did I accidentally delete the grease pencil? I probably did. Let's go back. Okay, that's why you always save before you do anything silly like that. So we can delete the grease pencil. Let's delete that real quick. Okay, so there's quite nice design. Let's do it again. Mesh join. Connect that to that, and we have a single object we can bake, and that's really light now. It's like that. They are not, all of them are not connected. You can probably use skin modifier, but that's gonna be heavy, so it's always a good idea to just use a curve. So I think curve will just turn every edges into a curve, and then we get something like that. That's quite nice as well. Surface resolution, depth, and that will render actually. Pretty cool. It's a little bit like a like a Chinese firecrackers. If I give it a red color, maybe it's looking like that. It's gonna like doing a firecracker stuff. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. I guess that's pretty much I want to talk today. I guess you can further randomize or maybe add noise with a vector and those kind of stuff, but that's for you to try. Yeah, at least we have like 4 different design we can do using just the power node in Sverchok. So there we go. Have fun with just drawing anything and then creating this complex pattern and render it out, and then probably animate it further. If you can make the further animate the grease pencil, then you have quite complex looking animation there, and it's really simple to do. Okay, so hope you like this video. You can leave like or comments, ask questions, and please subscribe if you like this channel so I can continue making this video. Thank you very much.